reported on the loneliness epidemic among men, but recent polls from Pew Research and Harvard show that men are not that much lonelier than women. In fact, one journalist found that loneliness is not determined by sex, but by socioeconomic status. Very interesting.
It's fascinating. Nick Keppler wrote an article called America's Loneliness Trap for Slate Magazine. He's joining us now to talk about why more adults are struggling with social connection. So thank you so much for being here. I think initially when I started diving into this, it was like, oh, good, maybe this male loneliness epidemic isn't so bad. But then it's, no, a lot of people are lonely, and it's reaching alarming levels here in the U.S. What made you want to research this data?
Well, thank you both for having me. It was hearing about the male loneliness epidemic so much. It's gotten to the point where it can be put into comedies like The Daily Show or Saturday Night Live.
Right.
I think I heard it referenced in a line in the TV show Hacks. So when you're a health writer and you hear something become sort of conventional wisdom or common knowledge, you often want to take a look at and challenge it a bit. And there is data on this. And I discovered that there are basically three ways that researchers track loneliness. The first is self-reported feelings. Do you feel lonely? The second is how many friends or confidence do you have? And the last is how do you spend your time? You can keep track of, people's day-to-day time usage and how much time is spent alone. In all three of those, there's not much of a difference between genders. If you go into the data a little bit more, you can find some interesting things like men are a bit more depressed about being lonely, or there's fewer categories of people they'll reach out to. But basically, in the big three measurements, not much difference between men and women.
Yeah. So you looked at the studies and the data, and what you found was that it's people living in poverty who really suffer from loneliness more than others. Were you able to figure out, I know you started out with all those headlines and pop culture references talking about the male loneliness epidemic. How did we then get to that narrative when there seems to be a very clear other narrative?
Well, I think that there's always a crisis in masculinity. You can find references to that exact phrase back in the 60s. It goes back to even when what white settlers and their descendants would call the frontier and settling the frontier. Once that was done, there was a lot of newspaper columnists decrying the end of masculinity and the masculine skills needed for that. Then every few decades, it's all the time we spend inside. It's the relative equality and gains made by women. It's always supposed to cause a crisis in masculinity. That phrase gets recycled every couple of decades. And I mean, all the trends I described are big socioeconomic changes that have had ripple effects, but what becomes a bit strange is just always the assumption that men had it great 20 years ago and now there's just something fundamentally wrong or that has changed about them. I guess there's just the assumption that when there's a big change like that, men who have the most to lose are going to be, losing it a little bit, which is not always incorrect, but the idea that there's always a golden age and there's always this change that presents a crisis is a bit of a cycle.
Well, I mean, you went back, you went way back, but I think if you go back even further to cavemen and women did sit around and they had a community where they talked to each other, and the men had to go and kind of hunt and gather and do those types of. We've always kind of isolated men in some ways, where women are always a little bit more together to do some of these communal type of things. I'm wondering now, if we fast forward and you talk about in the article contract work and gig work and how that could be contributing, it's almost as we've evolved, this issue evolves into new things as well.
Yeah, so I looked at one consistent finding, and that is people in the lower socioeconomic brackets are lonelier in all those measurements. There's even some interesting data that shows how earning more money buys you more time with people during the day. If you are making less than $25,000 a year, you're probably spending about 6.5 hours alone. If you're making more than 100,000, you get 3.5 more hours per day spent with somebody else. So that is a consistent finding, and I think that there are a lot of reasons for that. And one, is the changes you see in working class jobs. There's more gig work. There's more jobs like Uber and DoorDash where you don't have coworkers. In industries like hospitality, restaurants, there's a lot of turnover, so you might not get to know your coworkers very well. Some growing jobs like home healthcare aide, you kind of get sent to somebody's house for the day, but you're not working alongside anyone. And then there's the fact that jobs like security and maintenance, now they're sort of outsourced to a larger company, whereas those people might have worked for the company and been part of the workplace in decades past. So it's a lot different than the blue collar jobs of the 60s and 70s where you'd be working the line with the same person year after year.
Yeah, sure. Nick, you do a really good job, I think, of tracking these changes in society and how it's led to this epidemic. I just really love that you found data to challenge a narrative that, as you say, we've just kind of gotten used to saying over and over. So I think you did some really great work here. We're going to send everybody to Slate to take a full look at your article. And Nick, thank you for being with us this morning.
All right, thank you both.
Thanks.